We almost towards the end of 2022. That's crazy, ain't it? Moving on. Congratulations to Danny Swift Garcia. I'm good at this, man. I am good at this. My prediction was right. Danny did win. However, what up, boxing world? It's your boy LJ, aka Left Hook Les, and I am back with more boxing. I want to start off by congratulating all of the winners this past weekend, Gary Antoine Russell and Danny Swift Garcia in particular. Adam Kalnacki, he lost in the co-main event, but he was more competitive than he was in his previous two fights against Helinski, but he still has more work to do. He said he's going to talk with his wife to see if he's going to continue in the sport of boxing, which I hope he will. The start of his career was very exciting. It was very captivating, especially in the Barclays Center. Brooklyn really supported him, but those two losses to Robert Helenius, I said Helinski previously.
Helinski, but
to Robert Helenius, definitely, especially when you get knocked out, it can change a boxer. So he definitely has some work to do. I hope to see him back in the ring. I hope to see him back in his earlier form prior to his losses. He now has 3. But, you know, that's how the game goes. You never know how you're going to react to getting knocked out until it happens. Let's move forward. Gary Antoine Russell defeated Barthelemy, and it was a controversial stoppage by the referee. Right here we see Russell hit him with the right hook. Barthelemy falls, can't hold himself up. The referee begins to count. Here goes another angle. Right hook, Barthelemy can't hold himself up. Referee begins to count. You see Barthelemy's face, he looks unfazed. The referee tells him to come here. Barthelemy walks instead to the left, and then the ref looks in his eyes and calls it off. I personally understand why the referee stopped him, but I can also understand the outrage. It takes a keen eye to see what the ref saw. And again, we don't know what Barthelemy's eyes were telling the referee. However, during the replay of the stoppage, you can see that Barthelemy's legs weren't all the way there. And then Barthelemy, he was doing veteran tricks all night. Like he was holding during the clinch, and what he tried to do with the ref, which I believe is one of the main reasons why the ref stopped it, is the ref told him to give him his gloves. And in order to get more time to, catch your breath and recover, he didn't do it immediately. So with the shaky legs and him not doing that immediately, and we do not know what the ref saw in Barthelemy's eyes, he stopped the fight. Again, I can understand both sides wanting to see more from Barthelemy before he got stopped. I could understand that, but I can also understand why it was stopped, especially with so many deaths in boxing or as a result of boxing within the past 12, 18 months. You sort of got to be cautious and save the fighter from themselves, even if he was just doing a veteran trick by trying to, recover a little bit more. But congratulations to Gary Antoine Russell. This was his first fight after the loss of his father. The father seemed to be a very big influence in all of the Russell boys' lives. They talk so highly of him. He was Gary Antoine and Gary Russell Jr.'s trainer, so he was definitely a heavy influence in the boxing ring. So I'm just glad that Gary Antoine Russell was able to overcome that hurdle and perform well. So I hope to see him back in the ring. He's definitely put his hat in the middle of contenders at the 140 weight class. I would love to see him fight somebody like Regis Prograis. I would love to see him fight somebody like Teofimo Lopez. And if he can get past those individuals, I would love to see him eventually get a shot at the current title holder in Josh Taylor, or one of those vacant belts at 140. So it's a lot of competition at 140. It's definitely starting to heat up here as of late. And Gary Antoine Russell was right in the middle of that mix. So congratulations to you on your TKO victory, and I can't wait to see who you fight next. And hopefully it's here towards the end of the year or within the first quarter of 2023. Dang. We almost towards the end of 2022. That's crazy, ain't it? Moving on. Congratulations to Danny Swift Garcia. I'm good at this, man. I am good at this. My prediction was right. Danny did win. However, the method that I picked was wrong, and I struggled with that pick. I should have went with my gut. My gut feeling was telling me not to pick knockout because it was his first fight at 154, but I trusted his power a little bit too much. Nonetheless, I still picked the victor. I haven't picked incorrectly in a while, and I don't plan on starting that now. So, congratulations to you. Jose Benavidez, man, you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to figure out what weight class you're going to stay at, because fluctuating between welterweight, super welterweight, and middleweight, like, that's not going to cut it, man. And I know people think that the difference between welterweight and middleweight is only 13 pounds from 147 to 160. But in boxing specifically, those pounds make a difference, and there are weight classes for a reason. I like Jose Benavidez. I like some of the things that he displayed this past weekend. He definitely took some of Danny's best punches, and he also landed some good punches on Danny. It was a competitive fight, but Danny clearly had the edge. Especially he started to pull away more in the later rounds as he started to land more body shots, like I said in my prediction video. So those body shots started taking a toll, and you could see Jose Benavidez being more affected in the later rounds by those power punches from Danny Garcia. So congratulations to you, Danny Garcia. It was good to see you back in the ring after Errol Spence. And you did say, like, that Errol Spence was the better man, but you were dealing with some mental health issues. And then Errol Spence responded via Twitter that, you and your dad got to stop with the excuses. And then you responded that, there were no excuses. He was the better man that night. However, you were dealing with some things outside of the ring. And I can understand both sides. I'm just in this place in life where I can understand perspective. Both people can be right. Two things can be true at the same time. What I dislike is that, boxers will say, no excuse, but such and such was happening. Even though you said no excuse, it is an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gave a reason as to why you lost. However, Danny did preface it by saying, like, you were the better man. Now, did mental health contribute to Errol Spence being the better man in the ring? Is that what he was trying to communicate? I could see why Errol Spence could gather that from that message, but I don't believe that was the case. Even if Danny had a perfect training camp, Errol Spence is just elite, especially at 147. Danny Garcia is great. He's better than good, but I don't think he's at the elite level at 147. And I believe that the levels clearly showed that night when he took on Errol Spence. Mental health may have had something to do with it because mental health is very serious. And black men, Hispanic men, men of color especially have to take their mental health more serious, especially now that we have more resources than we ever have before. However, I don't like the fact that you bring that up and like say no excuse, even though you did clean it up by saying he was the better man that night. I just don't like that. Like, if you weren't talking about it, before the fight, don't bring it up as an excuse after the fight. And saying no excuse doesn't negate the fact that is an excuse. Hopefully that rant made sense. I tried to convey it the best way that I possibly could. But congratulations to Danny Garcia. I would love to see you fight somebody like a Tony Harrison next. Oh, that would be good. Danny Garcia and Tony Harrison. Ooh, that would be good. They're talking about Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman at 154, but I don't know, man. I want to see Keith Thurman more active. He's been saying it's his get back year or it's his return. He's been saying that since 2019, and we've gone through a whole pandemic since then. And I like Keith Thurman, man. I'm right here in Tampa, Florida. He's down there in St. Pete, man. I would love to, work out in his gym with him. I would love to pick his brain. It's just we got to see him more active. And right now, his mouth is more active than he is in the ring. No disrespect. I'm just stating facts. So if he's going to fight at 154, because I believe he's exhausted all his options at 147, he keeps calling Errol Spence, but I believe Errol Spence meant it when he said he will never give Keith Thurman the opportunity because Keith Thurman didn't give him the opportunity when he was calling him out for so long. And I wish that fight would have happened. I would like to see it now, honestly. But Errol Spence just seems to be one of those dudes that stay true to his word. So I doubt that that's going to happen, especially at 147. So there's nobody left for Keith Thurman to fight at 147 unless he fights Boots Ennis, and he already said he ain't doing that. And of course, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are trying to fight right now, so maybe he can fight Terrence Crawford after that fight. But Errol Spence, you might as well cut that, dog. So maybe we could see Keith Thurman up at 154 and put his hat in the ring, with the Danny Garcia, with the Tony Harrisons, with the Jermell Charlos. Like, I believe that Keith Thurman, I believe he could do some damage at 154. We just gotta see it. And he has to stop talking about it. That's all I really got, man. Let me know if you agree with my analysis. Let me know what you think of the Barthelemy stoppage. Let me know what you think of Danny Garcia and him saying no excuse, but really give an excuse. Let me know what you think about the exchange between Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. Let me know who you think Danny Garcia should fight next. Who do you think Gary Antoine Russell should fight next? Who do you think Jose Benavidez should fight next? Who do you think Keith Thurman should fight next? And at what weight class? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it. That's the only way that this here is going to grow. By word of mouth, from me to you and to whoever. That's all I got for you. It's your boy Boxing LJ, aka Left Hook Less, and I am